Good morning or afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeremy Walsh, and I'm the Director of Support, Training, and Documentation for BNI Connect. I'd like to welcome everybody to the webinar today. Today is a special webinar just for the members, the leadership teams in the New Mexico region with Gail Williams. And today what we're going to be talking about is you guys are going to start doing online renewals. It's all very, very exciting. What this means is that instead of the paper renewals, members will be able to go onto BNI Connect and process their renewal electronically. And this just makes things a lot easier all around. It means that you're not chasing the paper application all over the place. The review can happen online as well. So the membership committee and the leadership team, they can go in and review the members' application. They can review the statistics and their participation. That can all be done online. And then the decision whether or not to approve or decline the renewal also happens online through BNI Connect. Usually it's just the vice president that does this. So this makes things a lot easier. Again, you're not chasing down the application. You're not necessarily chasing down the payment. And a whole bunch of people get notified and get kept in the loop of the process as well. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be reviewing it. It's going to be a combination of both a PowerPoint as well as I'll show you how this stuff actually works in the system as well. So Gail or Steve, is there anything that you guys would like to add before we jump into this and get started? All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at this online renewals. Now, the online renewals in BNI Connect, there's a couple of different steps in this process. So the first step in the process is that a member actually does the online renewal. The second part of this process is that the renewal has to be reviewed and approved. There is also an opportunity, by the way, for a pre-approval of the membership as well. And then the final step is that will then be passed to your regional office, to Gail, and it will be finalized and reconciled at the regional office level. So let's take a look at this and look at the renewal process from a member perspective. So what happens for the members in BNI Connect? So the member has to actually do the online application, and there's a bunch of different ways that they can access the online application through BNI Connect. The first of which is that they can click on the Renew Now link in the Renewal Reminder email. So a member gets a renewal reminder 60 days before their membership is due. In that email is a link that says, would you like to renew now? They can click that link and they'll be brought to the online renewal application. Now, the second way is that they can click on the Renew Now link that's on your regional website. So your regional website, when we're fully ready to go, Gail will most likely put a link on the site that says, click here to renew now, and it will bring them to the online application. When you log into BNI Connect, you will also see a Renew Now link on the home screen. So that's another opportunity. And finally, there is the Renew button on the main profile of their membership record. So what do these all look like? Here's an example of the renewal reminder, for example. This is what is sent 60 days before the renewal is due. And you'll see here that there's a Renew Now link within and a second link down a little bit further on the email. On the regional websites, here's just a couple of examples from other regions of what the button might look like when it gets finalized. There's the Renew Now link that looks like that. There's another Renew Now link that looks like this, and here's one on another site. So once that gets finalized, you should see a link on your website as well. So let's take a look at how this looks like from the member. And what this will happen is, let me log into the system as a member here. I'm in the training system. And when a member gets that link, they can click Renew Now, or as I said, they can go into their profile and click the Renew Now button here right in between the Member Success Program symbol, which hopefully they have, and what they're working on status. So if I click Renew Now, this will bring me to the application page. And here we'll see that we have the option to choose a 1-year or a 2-year renewal. And then we do need to answer some questions about our intention here. So have we joined any other networking organizations, yes or no? And if so, list them out. Are you prepared to invite people? Do you belong to other referral networking groups? Have you ever been convicted of an act of dishonesty? And which leadership team positions are you interested in moving forward? Members then do have an opportunity to check and update their member details. They do this by clicking on the plus sign, and they'll see essentially all of the information in their profile. Keep in mind that if they do change anything with an asterisk next to it, they will be required to be approved. If they were pre-approved before, they will be unpre-approved, and that information will need to be verified by the membership committee and the person approving the application. If any of that information does get changed, that the regional office, as well as the director consultant, the leadership team, do get a notification message saying that pertinent membership details have been changed. They also do need to agree to the terms of use, and then they can proceed to payment. Now, depending on the payment types that are set up, either the credit card option will be available or the offline payments. After that, an email is sent to the leadership team saying, congratulations, Jeremy has just put in his renewal application, and it will then be time to go through the approval process. So let's take a look at the next step of this process. Now, the next step of this process happens at the leadership team level. So just to review, the first step is done now. The member completes the renewal application, they choose their payment type, and finally the notifications are sent. So let's take a look at what this looks like for the leadership teams now, the next step. Some notes about the approval process is that each online renewal must be approved in BNI Connect. So you do absolutely have to approve them or obviously decline them. In many regions, you can allow pre-approvals, post-approvals, or both. I do know that in the New Mexico region, you guys will be processing or have the ability to do a pre-approval, meaning you can go in and approve somebody's renewal before they've submitted their application, or you can wait until after in order to approve their application. And from the regional office perspective, they can't proceed to finalizing this until after it has been approved. Now, there's a couple of different ways in which you access this information to be able to do the renewals. The first way is that for a pre-approval, when you get the message 90 days before members are due, there'll be a link within that email that says, would you like to pre-approve this member? Alternatively, after a member has submitted the application, you'll get a notification saying, this member has just submitted an application. Would you like to approve it now? The other way that you can pre-approve members is through the membership dues report. So let's take a look at how that works in BNI Connect. So first, let's take a look at the pre-approval process. So if you decided that you want to pre-approve a member so that as soon as they submit their application, they will be able to just proceed right through with a pre-approval. Again, you can do that from the email that comes through 90 days before, or you can go to the membership dues report. The membership dues report is going to be located under reports. So we go to reports chapter. We're going to click on membership dues report and click go. Now here we'll see all the members of the chapter. And in the column for member renewal, we'll see a little red head. To pre-approve somebody for membership, we would click on the red head. This will bring us to the approval screen. And it looks like Rick Levitt here has already been pre-approved. I must have used him in a previous example. Let me go back and take a look at another one here. So let's take a look at Ronald here. So Ronald here is up for renewal, so I can review all of Ronald's performance. If I'd like to, I can click on his training details. The training details will open up a new window. It will bring me to his profile, and it will show me all of the training events that he's attended. While I'm here, if I'd like to, I can review the rest of Ronald's profile, see if he's participating in BNI Connect as well. When I'm done, I can move on to the next step. I can go back. As a leadership team person, as somebody as the president, the vice president, secretary, treasurer, you do have your meetings offline. So this isn't a voting technique. It is just an approval technique. So the membership committee wouldn't be clicking on the approval box. Usually just the vice president does this. But you need to certify that you have had your meetings and that you've made this decision. You can also choose whether or not this is a conditional approval and whether or not you sent any control letters. And then finally, you can choose to pre-approve this person. Now, once you do pre-approve somebody, the person is sent a message saying, congratulations, you've been pre-approved. Would you like to go ahead and complete the application process now? Once you're done with this, you can close out, and if there's anybody else that you'd like to pre-approve, you can do it at that time as well. Now, the other opportunity besides pre-approval is after the person has submitted their online application, and that's considered a post-approval. So the post-approval happens, again, when you've gotten the email that says the renewal has taken place. Would you like to approve this now? The other way to do this, if you didn't get the email or you deleted the email accidentally, is that you can do this through the renewal link on the View Pending Applications screen. So let's take a look at how that happens. This is going to be done by going to the Operations menu, since the pending applications are going to be under Operations, Manage Memberships, and then View Pending Applications. Let me switch over to my chapter here. And what we'll see here is the application that I submitted a little while ago. I can see that it was a renewal. I can see that the status has been submitted, which means that it still needs to be approved. So I can go ahead and click this arrow button in order to approve this application. Now, unfortunately, because I'm logged in as myself, I can't do this. So let me log in as another user here. As part of the renewal application, once it's been approved, you'll notice that the screen is pretty much identical to the pre-approval process. The difference is that you do have the PDF file of the application available to review as well. So if I click on this PDF here, you'll see that we can review the application that was submitted. At this point, if you want to, you can always save this application as well as a PDF file if you'd like to refer back to it later. From a regional office perspective, you will also have access to this based on the membership history tab of the profile. All right, so just to review real quick, the steps of this are the renewal approval process. The membership committee reviews the renewal application, which is done again offline. And you have the discussion about that as a leadership team, as a membership committee. Then a leadership team member goes in and they records the approval, or they can choose to decline it as well. And then the final part will be that the region reviews it and they can reconcile that as well. Now, during this process, there is a whole bunch of email notifications that go out. Let's take a look at all of those. So before a renewal happens, there's a number of emails that go out, one of which is the 90-day renewal reminder. So as a membership team person, as a membership committee leadership team person, and the director consultant, you should get a list of all of the people that are due within 90 days. In that email, you should also have the option of whether or not you would like to renew them at that time. Now, 60 days before the renewal, the member will also get an email saying, you are due for renewal. Would you like to renew at this time? And they'll have a link there that allows them to start the renewal process. As part of that email, they'll also have the opportunity to say, no, I do not wish to renew at this time. If they choose that option, then the regional office, the director consultant, and the leadership team will all be notified saying, by the way, this member has opted to not renew at this time. It does not automatically drop them in the system. It doesn't do anything else to their membership record. It only sends out the email saying that they have opted out. If you pre-approve a member, the member does also get the email notification saying that they've been pre-approved. Now, during the online renewal process, there's also a number of emails that go out notifying people of the process. When a member submits their renewal successfully, they will get a copy of that renewal. If they've done their online payment successfully, they will also get a copy of that. If they choose an offline payment, then the regional office and the director and the leadership team is notified that an offline payment, such as a check, is on its way. When an online renewal has been received, then the director consultant, the vice president, secretary treasurer, and the membership committee is notified of that so that they can begin that renewal approval process. And then if a member does change any of their pertinent details, an email goes out as well, notifying people of that change. And then finally, after the online renewals, there's a number of emails that happen. Once the renewal is approved, a congratulatory email is sent around. If the payment has not been made yet at that time, then the member will be reminded to do that payment. When a renewal has been approved, the leadership team and the director consultant are also notified of that. And if somebody is declined, then the regional office, the director consultant, the president, vice president, secretary treasurer, and membership committee are all notified of that. Note that the member is not notified in the case of a decline. That does need to happen via a control letter, not automatically through an email. And just in case you're wondering who gets which emails, this is the list of people that get those emails as well. So that leads us to some questions. What questions do you guys have regarding the online renewal process? And Gail, I do see your note here that you are muted. Unfortunately, I don't have you muted on this side. But anybody that has any questions, the best way to ask questions is to type the questions into the questions panel, and I will be absolutely happy to answer those questions. All right. Any questions at all? Or Gail, if you have any other things to add? All right, let's see. Mildred says, will PayPal be one of the payment options offered? So for that one, I'm not sure. That one, we'll have to work with Gail to establish whether or not that one is going to be one of the options as well. And one thing that Gail has typed in, she says that she's working on going online with these options as of the 1st of June. And the various payment options are being set up, are in the process of being set up now. All right. Steve has a question. Steve, your comment is to please show the configure option. Which configure option would you like me to show?
In BNI Connect, under my BNI business, and then one of the options below that is configure.
So let me just bring that back up. So under, oops, wrong window here. So if I go back to the My BNI business, so show this configure option.
Yes.
Okay, sure. This is, for those of you that may not be aware of it, this configure option is your ability to create shortcut menus for yourself, especially if you're on the leadership team, if you're on the membership committee and you're going to be part of this approval process, you may want to put shortcuts to these functions under this chapter menu. So this chapter menu here allows you to put all of your most common functions here at your fingertips. Now to do that, let's say that for this process, I'm going to be looking at the pending applications often, and I may also want to be looking at things like the personal POMS report if I'm going to be reviewing candidates as well. So what I can do is click configure, and I can make sure that I have these quick links set up. So for example, here's the view pending applications. If I want this in my shortcut menu, I would click the checkbox here. Then I can drag and drop this one up to the top of the list so that it's always available. Things that I don't want in my list, I can just X out of those. And let's say I want the personal POMS report up at the top of the list as well, because I'm going to be reviewing people's statistics. Once I'm happy with that, I can go ahead and click submit. And now when I close out of this and go back to the home screen, my chapter menu shortcut links will now have, for example, View Pending Applications and Personal Palms Report. So rather than go to Operations Chapter Personal Palms Report, or Operations Chapter Manage Memberships, and then View Pending Applications, I can just click here, go to View Pending Applications, and in one click, be there. So is that what you were looking for, Steve? Does that help?
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. All right, are there any other questions? Vanessa says, nice, thank you. Gail says, thank you very much to everybody for attending today. All right, and just to confirm, this is being recorded. Now, the place to find all of the recordings, and you'll find this one up there as well shortly, is on the BNI Connect support site. So to get to the BNI Connect support site, click on this question mark in the upper right-hand corner. That will take you over to the support site. And here you'll see our list of upcoming webinars. So our very next webinar that we're going to be doing is going to be next week. We're on Tuesday, May 26th at noon Pacific. I guess that's 1 p.m. Mountain Time, I believe. We're going to be going through the member tools and reports. Love to see you at that webinar. But you can also view the recorded webinars. So if you go to the chapter training and we look at the May webinars for 2015, very shortly I will have this webinar posted as part of this list. It'll be right down here, Online Renewals Introduction. That's where you'll find it, and you'll see a link to the YouTube as well. Of course, you'll always be able to go to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/BNI Connect Global. And there you will see all of our videos, including some short educational moments, our March 2015 webinars, and all of our other content as well. So, excellent. If there are no other questions, I'm going to say thank you, everybody, for being here today. I look forward to seeing you on a future webinar, and happy connecting.